Hey, Bill Walton here, Celtics 1986. You're listening to the Causeway Street Podcast. Yeah, come here for nothing but the truth. This is where dreams come true. Thank you, Boston, for my life.
Back with another episode of the Causeway Street Podcast. Sean Duke is in the building. Joel Pavone's in the building.
What up?
We got one coming up for the Boston Celtics. They're going to face the NBA champion.
The Nets?
Golden State Warriors at TD Garden.
Whoa.
First time these two teams are going at it, and they're both on a winning streak, so this is going to be a really big game. In my opinion, I'm already calling it a classic. It's going to be a classic for this season. Whether the Celtics win or lose, this one is going to be probably double O2. If not, it's coming down to the wire.
Every time these two teams meet, like in the last 3, 4, 5 years, it always goes down to the wire.
Yo, whether it's Isaiah Thomas, whether it's Evan Turner, like that whole squad. When Kelly Olynyk dropped 28, Sean and I were at that game. Really good time. Triple OT.
Yeah.
Probably one of the best games I've ever been to, even though the Celtics lost.
Jordan Crawford.
And, we'll see what happens this time around. Jordan Crawford. I think you're talking about
that was a good game.
I think you're talking about at Golden State when Evan Turner went off. I think it was an overtime game. We were all together that night. We were out in some club doing God knows what. But
yes,
we were watching.
Oh, that was at Espanol Club.
Vince's Nightclub, I think is what it's called, Sean. But yeah,
yeah,
that was at Vince's Nightclub. Latin Friday nights. We pre-gamed. Watched the game
with Michael Mercado.
Went on the road. Michael Mercado was the teacher. Boston community know exactly what
he announced it on the fucking thing. They're like, hey, the Celtics have won against the Warriors. Everyone's like, yeah!
I've never seen Sean dance so much bachata in my life. I was gigging that night.
We were taking shots. That was a great night.
Yeah, it was a good time. So look, I'm thinking we're going to see something similar. If not, better than what we saw that night. That's what I think is going to happen. So we'll break that down. We'll talk about, of course, what DeMarcus Cousins means to this game because is he
going to be playing
with the Warriors? He will be playing, Sean.
So
far,
no restriction.
He's looking pretty good. So we'll see how my prediction pans out.
No shit.
But you know what? I'm going to save it.
What about when he got?
I think the Celtics have a really good game plan for him.
What about when he fouled out in like 15 minutes? In his first game back.
Right, but when your team wins by 25 points, I mean, that's just a footnote.
Whatever.
We'll look ahead with Sean, of course. We'll get the results in case you missed it, the way we wrap up every single episode here at the Causeway Street Podcast. But before we preview the Celtics and Warriors, we have to revert to this conversation we had last week where Sean Dutra said that he's got some research to do because he's looking to trade Jaylen Brown and Terry Rozier for a package deal that he thinks will better the Celtics at this moment. Now, of course, we're weeks away from the trade deadline, believe it or not.
It's going to be like all right G League players, isn't it?
And
man,
I know what Sean has in mind.
I'm not gonna lie, man. There's fucking nothing out there.
It's like Adrian fucking Ingram.
Yeah, Andre Ingram.
Sorry.
You put some respect on his name. He's the number 1 G League player of all time.
That will be brought up on this podcast for years from now. And I don't think he's even stepped anywhere close to an NBA court since that one game.
Since April of last year.
Since April 14th.
Since Make-A-Wish night at the Staples Center. That's what that was. Like
the last NBA regular season game
at the Staples Center. Yo, literally, have you seen him since? Have you seen that dude since?
That's fucked up.
I mean, he's not like sick or anything, but you get what I'm.
No,
the oldest Make-A-Wish recipient of all time
with no disease.
They say
just a subpar game.
And the big 32 years old, but I'm pretty sure he's 47.
Pretty sure. Big heart.
Beating heart. Andre Ingram. Oh my God.
That dude's still telling that story. To this day.
Yeah.
But Sean, what do you got, man?
All right. So, okay. Trade deadline's coming. I want to trade Jaylen Brown. I want to trade Terry Rozier.
Even after the great game he just had?
There's nothing out there.
Against the G League Cavs, bro. You didn't see that game?
There's nothing out there, man.
Yeah, they both balled out.
The only guy that I could see you trying to make a move for that makes somewhat sense, like a little bit of sense, even though I could easily argue out of this as well, is trying to go after Vucevic down in Orlando. I think that makes the Celtics a much better team. But Are you really going to give up Jaylen Brown for a 1-year rental?
Not even a couple months because he's going to be a free agent.
Yeah, see, that's the only way I see it working out. And look, I mean,
he's got a great contract. But.
I'm with you in the sense that you could give those guys up and get something in return. But I think, at least in my opinion, that guy is Terry Rozier.
Well, dude, here's the thing. I mean, you're gonna have to
keeping him around.
No, I think Aaron Baines is much more valuable to this year's team than Jaylen Brown. I do. I think he's a much more valuable role player. I think Marcus Smart's more valuable. I think Marcus Morris is more valuable. So when you're trying to send pieces in a deal while trying to keep your team somewhat intact, you can't just trade Terry Rozier for Vucevic. Like, there's not enough.
Doesn't work.
Contract. I mean, it's
money wise. Yeah,
it sucks. It does suck that there's too many contenders for the playoffs this year that aren't going to be selling anything.
Yeah, Vucevic is making what, $12 million?
Yep.
And Rozier is about $6 million.
Not even,
right?
Yeah, you have to throw in somebody.
No, they're between Jaylen Brown and Terry Rozier, they're making probably like $7 million. So it's tough. It's very tough. And there's not a lot out there.
Gershon.
And I was so disappointed. The biggest thing I did was have like a 3-way deal between the Wizards, Magic, and Celtics, where Bradley Beal's now on the Magic. Jaylen Brown goes to the Wizards. We get Vucevic and then a bunch of other pieces that are in there. I mean, it's tough. It's a dry landscape.
Yeah,
Dwight Howard goes back to Orlando in this deal, which I think is great.
Reunion?
I put a smile on your face.
Yeah, it did. But I've also sort of come around the fact that, you know what?
You like this team
the
way it is.
I don't like the team the way it is.
You said it last week.
I don't.
5-game winning streak. Come on, man. Come on. See, they beat the Warriors. They're gonna.
I don't think
Warriors.
this is a championship team.
Sean's looking for this like ideal quick fix to seeing guys like, let's say, Rozier and Jaylen Brown put up duds. You know, because Ray said, okay, yeah, they didn't do that against the Cavs.
Kyrie's balling out. Come on,
and
man.
For the most part, throughout the last week or so, it's been one or the other. But it's very rarely been both of them.
So here's the problem though, is that
it's usually one or the other.
It's not the fact that I don't like this team. The team, I think, is playing a lot better basketball. Things are starting to click. Thanks to Brad Stevens, I think has a big role in this, sort of figuring out a lot of things. Also, it's helped as well that Kyrie hasn't played every game. People have been taking days off, more minutes for other people. It's still not this whole team going at it 100%. That addition by subtraction, I think, is still a real thing to look at.
But isn't it good for that though? Against the Cavs.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is that by design?
I think that's by design.
Probably.
I mean, it's not a coincidence that since Aaron Baines has been back, like Al Horford has found his offense again.
Right. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but no, I think what you meant though before that was seing Al Horford get the night off.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, but like before he got that night off.
Well, yeah, when they're together, they obviously there's chemistry there.
Before he got the night off,
certain nights where you can give other guys the night off. Yeah. Like, say, for example, Kyrie Irving, rest up.
Yeah. Like, in between
if
the
I
Orlando.
had to call it right now, he's probably going to play close to 40 minutes against the Warriors.
In between the Orlando
so
and.
now you have him, you have a balance. Everyone is sort of feeling high right now because they're like, oh, we went off against the Cavs. Let's go. Let's bring it Warriors. You told me Rozier's not amped up for the Warriors right now?
From the worst team in the league to arguably the best team in the league.
And Stevens is like, bring it. I mean, we're all healthy. This doesn't happen all year long.
But with Kyrie, they're on the bookends of this 5-game win streak, right? Didn't play against Orlando. Goes off against Toronto and has been going off ever since. Mm-hmm. Doesn't play against Cleveland. You know he's going to play against the Warriors. Whether he's got flu-like symptoms or not, he's going to play. And it's going to be a classic battle that we saw last year between Steph and
I'm not going to read too much into like a regular season game though, man. Like,
no, I know that, but
I feel like we've done that. I mean,
I think the overall,
it's at home. That's a problem. I don't think you're going to, obviously.
From the overall big picture of things though.
Sure. Like, they're a great home team.
No, we know that, but I'm just saying.
That's going to tell you that's going to show you what it is.
Well, one, they haven't played great against the West. Right? They beat Oklahoma City.
They lost to the Suns.
That's always going to pop up every time we talk about these guys, huh?
Mm-hmm. Nothing else.
They lost to San Antonio.
That's one of the 5 L's at home?
Yeah.
Against the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah. But They don't. The West Coast record is not great. So
No.
they're in the middle of a 5-game winning streak. We talked about last week. Let's see between now and the All-Star break if they can continue the momentum, and that's good for everybody involved.
They have continued the momentum, which is great to see, but I just still think like you're relying too much on this team to just turn it on. And
we're all hoping this is it. Right?
Yeah, is this the run they're going to have?
Well, I mean, how many times have we said during the whole entire season? Is this a turning point?
Right.
Is this where they turn the corner?
No,
right.
Is this? But now again, we're in the middle of that. Is this it? Is this finally?
So Celtics come out and get blown out at home by the Warriors. What happens?
This is it. This is still it. Still, you take that L. Like you said when we looked ahead last week, you said that they're gonna win pretty much the entire homestand and drop one, or was that Joel? I think that was you.
No,
that was Sean.
He said 1 and 2.
I mean, if that one loss is against the champion Warriors, I mean, you take that.
I thought they were going to lose against the Hawks, but that's just me.
Why'd you think that?
Because there was a back-to-back. That's why.
Wow.
No, man, I am a little bit disappointed.
2.5 quarters, you look pretty good. Right?
I am a little bit disappointed because
until Marcus Smart almost
Yeah,
murdered
right.
DeAndre Bembry.
it does suck that there's no one out there on the trade market except Anthony Davis, who we can't get.
Yeah, but see, I think there's going to be one of those guys where the final couple hours of the trade deadline, the Isaiah Thomases, if you will, teams just unloading on guys. Maybe Danny swoops in. Maybe not. But I think if he does swoop in, we're talking Terry Rozier. That's the only guy I can realistically see him parting ways with.
Yeah.
And if it takes, obviously, well, with that being said, if it takes sending off one of the end pieces, Yabusele or whoever, okay, so be it. But
yeah, but here's the thing. That's my.
If we're talking rotation guys. That's the
thing,
only guy I think it could be dealt.
I don't see how trading Terry Rozier for another rotation guy helps you.
Well, if we're talking about like a knockdown shooter, or if we're talking about,
I just don't see how it helps you because you
a
need
solidified rim protector. I mean, these are parts of the Celtics system that they kind of need right now.
Yeah, but
maybe not need, but they could
minutes, right? Minutes. You already have too many.
Don't say that cooks in the kitchen chef. And by the way, Rozier, he puts up 23 minutes a game right there. So if you take Rozier out of the minutes, that's plenty of minutes that you can divvy up, whether it's with two guys or whether it's somebody who's going to take a bulk of that minutes and then the remaining minutes go to the rest of the
What I'm trying to say, first off, there is too many cooks in the kitchen. That hasn't changed. And that's not what I was going to say. There's too many rotation players right now. Like there's too many guys on this team that demand to get in the rotation.
Stevens is rounded out there.
Ideally, no.
The year where he starts to.
But ideally,
fix that.
I would love to trade two of the rotation players for one better player. Like I would love to start cashing in. I would love to start. Well, that's why I'd be interested in, and if contracts could somehow match up, I'd be interested in packaging Jaylen Brown and Terry Rozier for a Vucevic, for a Beal, for
but Danny's not gonna,
whoever.
Danny's not going to do that though because he feels like their value is a lot.
No, he feels like
they're more valuable players that you can get a better player for instead of a Vucevic.
Sure.
Even though Vucevic is a good double guy, but he's not a superstar.
It's his contract year.
Yeah, that too.
I do think that has a lot to do with it. I think the off season is an easier time to trade, but I also think that it's going to be very hard to trade any of these pieces, including Terry Rozier, with all of this swirling about Kyrie's future, LeBron James factor. I think we talked about it last week. The New York thing that is not going away.
Yeah.
And I
So you think Dave's gonna hold on to that insurance until?
I think he sort of has to. I mean, that's probably why he hasn't made a decision. Do I go with the veterans on this team or do I go with the young guys on this team? And where do I want to focus on? And now we have this big mishmash of a lot of veterans that are being highly paid and a lot of young guys that have nice contracts.
I just feel like come postseason, this team will perform differently.
Okay.
I mean, that's always been the case, right?
Yeah.
Or at least
not with the Celtics, really.
The All-Star break, a Brad Stevens-led team typically picks things up after the All-Star
break. This is
break,
the different team, though.
And they make that push. No, I get you. I'm with that.
This is a much different team. Made that push in March.
But the system is the same. System.
Even when Kyrie went down, they were still pushing away, and they were like, we still have a chance to grab that number one seed. We're going to go for it. They didn't make it, but
yeah, and even
they're close.
Even before Kyrie went down, where he was down for good in March, that you saw that turn happen a month before he went down for good. And granted, of course, obviously Kyrie had a lot to do with the fact that they had a home court advantage because they wouldn't have had that good of a record if it wasn't for Kyrie up until that point. But it was easy for those guys to pick up the momentum or at least carry on the momentum after he went down because it was already set in place. I mean, all these guys were feeling it. That's when, if you ask me, the whole Scary Terry thing really started, or at least for when he turned things around or when he became a vital piece of the rotation.
When he shit on Eric Bledsoe.
Was weeks before Kyrie went down. Then when Kyrie went down, everyone's just kind of like, all right, well, Terry's been killing it lately. Jason Tatum is in this new rhythm now. Jaylen Brown has found a groove. These guys might be all right. Maybe they get to the second round. Of course, they made it all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals.
What was the turning
nearly
point?
made it to the NBA Finals.
What was the turning point of all those guys
After the All-Star break. After the All-Star break. And it's funny because the All-Star break, historically...
It wasn't when Kyrie went down?
No, they were winning games before that.
Yeah. Remember, the All-Star break is like in the middle to kind of the end
of
February.
Historically...
So then like Kyrie went down maybe I want to say the second or the third week of March.
Yeah.
So then that 2-3 week span.
He never came back, and then they finally dropped the bomb in April that he was out for the year. But historically, the All-Star weekend is supposed to be the halfway mark, but it's not anymore. Not in today's NBA.
No, the halfway mark was like the last week of December.
The Celtics are approaching 50 games right now. So now the All-Star break is pretty much the unofficial start of the fourth quarter of the season.
It's like a whole week of buys.
Right. And then because of that, it's sort of helpful in the sense that now you sort of see the finish line. You come back fresh. Now you have a longer break. Because remember before it was like 3 or 4 days. Yeah. Now it's an entire week. Everyone's just chilling, whether you go to the All-Star weekend or not. Yeah. And then you're able to pick things up and finish off strong. Yeah. So,
I mean,
that's helped the Celtics in a sense.
Did you guys think the Pats would be in the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Really? Even like after like they lost like Miami and.
Yeah, that was a not so confident.
I mean, maybe if you asked me right at that moment, I probably would have told you that they were the worst Patriots team of all time.
But they got it. They got that little momentum the last 2 weeks of the season.
Once we had the Chargers, I knew that they were gonna.
But you still didn't feel like 100% confident like you usually do.
No.
Yeah.
They weren't like the best team, technically. They weren't the number one seed, but
you can say the same about the Celtics, right?
Yeah. And they're the healthiest they've ever been, the Pats, going back to the Pats. So the Celtics remain the way they are right now, fully healthy, catch some, momentum, or more momentum than what they have right now.
But
lightning in a bottle type of thing.
Yes. Right? So that's, I think, that's what I'm worried about, is that I think the Celtics postseason could go either way. No, they could come out and be like, play the best basketball you've seen in a while, or dysfunction could set in at the first sign of adversity. I don't have faith in this team you lose game one of the opening round, Kyrie goes off, and then things start to spiral. I could see that happening just as easily.
If they're down 3-1, you don't think they'll bounce back?
Just as easily as them playing great basketball. I can see them being dysfunctional, which is not good when you have the most talent the Celtics have had in 10 years.
I think Kyrie's on a tear right now, and he's going to
maintain. He normally does this right before he gets injured, guys. So, just saying,
that train is never late. That's true. It's always on time at some point.
It's always on time.
All right. I don't know why you got to do it.
Well, he will be healthy against the Golden State Warriors, so then we have that to look forward to at least, which of course will be a very fitting measuring stick for this team because obviously they're in the midst of I'm not going to say it's the best stretch of the regular season, but in terms of what they've been through, the way they bounced back, the whole players only meeting, the whole Kyrie Irving comments.
Playing every other
day.
This
is a really good place for this team right now in the sense that they're turning things around. So, against the Golden State Warriors, though, champion Warriors, they're on a winning streak too as well. They're feeling themselves as well. DeMarcus Cousins is back. They haven't lost since DeMarcus Cousins came back. So, what does that mean for the Boston Celtics
Draymond Green hasn't punched anybody in the face yet.
Against the Warriors.
It means that you will see firsthand the pure domination that DeMarcus Cousins and the Warriors uniform will be.
Yeah, see, Sean thinks it's like the greatest team ever or something.
Yeah, but not only that, but even if the Celtics lose, you're going to be the first one to be like pretty much saying
we should have gotten DeMarcus Cousins.
No, but based off of that game,
I've been saying that.
No, not that. But based off of that game alone, you're going to be like, This is why the Celtics are not even gonna do well in the playoffs just because off this game. But if they win, you're just like, man, you can't take much from a,
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whoop-de-doo, you beat the Warriors at home. Yeah, you're supposed to do that. That's exactly what you're going to say. Even if they fucking smoke them. Even if the Celtics win by fucking 40 points.
Even if Jaylen Brown goes off of 50, we're like,
well, Steph had a rough night. Whatever.
He was lucky, yeah.
Steph and Thompson, they went
garbage
4
time
for,
minutes.
They went 4 for 26.
Like Jaylen Brown goes off of the first Celtics player to score 50 off the bench. You're like, it was all right.
No, I think it's a big game. I just don't think it's like, I can't worry about the Warriors yet because the Eastern Conference games are big. The games against the Raptors and the Sixers and the Bucks, and I think they have a couple of those coming up. Those I'm much more excited about than the Warriors game for some reason. I don't know why.
Is it for seeding purposes?
I think it is. It's for seeding purposes. It's for the fact that you have to go through these guys that I don't think you've proven yet you can beat on their home court, meaning the opponents.
Yeah, I got you.
I see what
on their home court. Yeah, that makes sense.
On their home
Well,
court.
we could also.
You can just say, oh wait, I got you. But
Yeah.
we understood what you're saying.
Yeah,
They need to prove that they can beat them.
But doesn't that, you also want them to cut into that lead, right? Because
Yes.
obviously, if you beat a team that's above you, you're cutting into that lead, and obviously, if you put yourself in a top 4 seed, top 3 seed, you got home court.
Will it be a fun game to watch? Yes. Will it be a measuring stick game? Yeah, definitely.
They
But
need this right now,
I just think at the end of the day, they could beat them. They could play them 10 times in the regular season, beat them 10 times in the regular season. When the Warriors want to beat them, they can beat any team in the league in 4 games.
Oh, so when the Celtics win, you'll say, the Warriors.
The Warriors, I don't think,
Let them win.
there's no way I'm going to say, the Celtics are somehow now better than the Warriors.
No, it's not that.
I don't think anyone's gonna say that.
Know what I mean?
I think at the beginning of the season, these were the 2 teams that 90% of analysts picked.
We're a lock
to come to meet in the finals.
Finals preview.
But for the most part, not just based on the roster this season for the Celtics and the Warriors, but because every time these 2 teams have clashed over the last few years,
been a good game.
they come down to the wire.
Yeah.
Right? It could go either way. So I think
But
for,
I also
for Celtics fans who want to believe in something bigger,
something greater than themselves.
something greater than just what they've seen in the last, over the last 40 some games.
Yep.
That if the Celtics can make it out of the East, they have a great shot to do something against the Warriors.
Sure. I mean, I think
they match up well against the Warriors. That's what I think. Even with your boy.
It's just hard to take away. It's hard to take the fact that the Celtics have played so well against the Warriors when Evan Turner was their best player. Like in the past, they've played the Warriors great every year. It never meant they were better than the Warriors. So it's tough to see that difference this year.
No, there's better, and then there's someone that matches up well. And I think they match up well.
They matched up well with Isaiah Thomas, and Jay Crowder. And Raven Bradley, and Evan Turner.
For a team like this, though, after everything they've been through, they sort of need this right now.
Mm-hmm.
They need that test. Whether it's a win or a loss, it's going to be competitive.
It's a mental thing.
It's not going to be a blowout. It's a mental thing.
That'd be cool.
And seeing how, especially the young guys, seeing how they perform against a team like this on this stage, prime time, Saturday night showcase.
Yeah.
Like, you want to see how they perform. And I think
ABC, bro.
they could feed off of that moving forward, and you're going to see maybe a new win streak, or maybe the winning streak continues. Whatever the case may be. I think this is a positive either way. And if you look up, if you look at things defensively, matchup wise, I think the Celtics look very good right now. I'm telling you. It starts with your boy DeMarcus Cousins. Maybe it doesn't start with him. I shouldn't say that. But don't expect DeMarcus Cousins to go off against the Celtics because Brad Stevens has a plan for that dude. Okay? When the Celtics start running and gunning, fresh Kyrie hasn't played in days. He cannot keep up, especially right now. He looks very, very slow. He's just coming back from injury. The guy fouled out in 16 minutes not too long ago in his first game back. I mean, there's just no way he can keep up with this.
First you said 15, now it's 16. What is it, fellas?
I think it was whatever it was.
Yeah, 17 to 18. 15. Next thing you're going to say is he fouled out in 34 minutes of play. Sounds pretty normal.
I said 15, and I'm sticking with that.
I'm telling you, Aaron Baines will be a big part of this. Marcus Morris will be a big part of this. I'm talking defensively. Offensively, I'm not concerned at all. This team has been putting up points. No problem. I don't care
we shall see. Against. Okay, right now though, fast forward to the NBA Finals. Celtics, Warriors. Do the Celtics have a chance?
Yes.
I'm still sticking with Celtics winning 7.
That was his prediction before.
I don't think the Celtics have a chance, man, against that Warriors team in a 7-game series, but we'll see.
We shall see. But I feel your concerns about getting out of the East.
Yep. And I think the Celtics have a good chance to get out of these. The way they've been playing lately,
Yeah.
like I'm not hating on the way they're playing. They're playing well. Kyrie's playing really well. It's depressing. We can't trade. We can't get rid of some of the middling rotation pieces. But I think the Celtics will be okay for the regular season. But at the same time, that here's what I'm trying to say. We're just getting to the point where the Celtics may get home court advantage in the first round of the playoffs. And then all of a sudden the Warriors come to town and we're saying, is this a measuring stick game? You have to take care of your own business first before you can start going out and matching yourself against the best in the NBA.
I think Sway had it right. He nailed it with it's a mental thing for these guys to beat a team like the Warriors for the simple fact because they haven't really played well against the Western Conference. But on the flip side of things, I still feel like even if the Celtics have a winning record against the rest of these teams ahead of them in the East, there's some people are still not going to be convinced. That's what I think.
Yep. And you're also going to see Marcus Smart just go nuts.
Go ape shit.
Ends of the floor. Both ends of the floor. Are you kidding me?
I love Marcus Smart.
He's going to have Steph Curry in his back pocket the whole game.
I don't know if that's possible.
Let's see what else we got after the Warriors. Let's look ahead, Sean.
All right, looking ahead, we got the Warriors on Saturday night. Did you say it's on NBC now?
No, ABC. ABC.
No.
It's been on NBC for a while.
I thought they changed it. That's why I was asking. It sounded like you said N.
A. B.
It's only been about 15 years.
C.
But no.
After that, the Nets play on Monday in Boston. Looks like we got a little homestand happening here.
Fucking Nets on a Monday.
Heat, Celts, Warriors, Nets, and Hornets all at home. 5-game homestand.
The Nets again?
Yes.
Playing the Nets again. And then the Hornets.
They're 16, by the way.
Mike Gorman calls it the Monday Night Nets.
You know who I love on the Nets?
Dinwiddie.
Dinwiddie's my boy. He hasn't been playing that well this year.
Well,
but
he's got
Jarrett Allen, is that his first name?
Oh, you like that guy?
Yeah, I like his game. Jarrett?
Yeah, Jarrett Allen.
Jarrett, yeah, I like his game. I think he's the real deal.
What about D'Angelo Russell?
D'Angelo Russell,
D'Angelo
Russell's a fucking spaz case.
You know who?
He says he should be an all-star.
Yeah,
he should be
he's a poor man's Gilbert Arenas. Like he plays
lefty. Yeah,
he plays when he wants to. You never know when he's gonna go off and
just find somebody in a dream.
He's an extremely poor man's Gilbert Arenas. He's a homeless man's
like
Gilbert Arenas.
Like the first 4 years of Gilbert's career. That's D'Angelo Russell right now.
I think he's more of a Monte Ellis type player.
Because Monte
was more explosive.
What? No, but Gilbert
from behind the arc.
Then Gilbert Arenas?
No. Then D'Angelo Russell.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. But Monte Ellis had like 3 good years, and then that was it.
But Monte could take it to the rack. D'Angelo doesn't really do that. D'Angelo just shoots. He's a streaky guy.
Yeah, he's streaky.
But Gilbert Arenas was able to take it to the rack too. I think mine's more spot on than yours.
All right, we are talking about 2 former Warriors.
You guys
right?
are a little off.
They were teammates, but okay.
Give me a little off. But
where's yours?
Arenas is closer.
Wait, that's ridiculous. Arenas was an All NBA player.
Not the first 4 years.
Don't matter.
When he went. I'm talking about his rookie contract. Arenas.
Yeah. D'Angelo Russell. Let me see. D'Angelo Russell is a poor man's
Tyreek Evans.
Marcus Banks. No, shit, who am I? I'm thinking of somebody. I just can't get it.
Yeah. That was I had that feeling too, but
Rod Strickland. I don't know.
Go ahead. I thought of him too, but
I'll think of it later.
Yeah.
Why are we talking about Rod Strickland for 2 weeks in a row now?
Oh yeah, he came up last week.
It wasn't on the podcast though. We was talking about that. We were
yeah.
2 weeks in a row now.
2 weeks in a row.
Damon Stoudemire.
What are we, the fucking...
Poor man.
A little bit.
Like when Damon Stoudemire had that stroke going.
When Damon Stoudemire only went off when he had that jump shot going.
Yeah,
Very similar.
You know who D'Angelo...
But Gilbert, because he got the left, they're both lefties.
He can't, put it this way, he can't drop 35 without scoring at least like 5 threes in that game. Yeah, something like that. And he won't go to the free throw line for shit. Yeah. It's just all jump shots.
Yeah. But the good comparison with Monte and with Arenas is they didn't pass. They just shot.
Well, DJ Augustine, that's what he is.
Poor man's DJ Augustine.
No, he's a He's just DJ Augustine.
Poor DJ.
I know.
Or Reggie, what's the guy? The guy he used to back up Westbrook when he had that one season.
Oh, yeah.
Reggie Jackson?
Reggie Jackson.
No, I take Reggie Jackson any day over D'Angelo.
I didn't say that. All right. Anyways, what are you saying?
And then it's who?
You know who? I think Jared Allen's like a poor man. Who's your favorite Kemba to ever play in the NBA?
Wait, what? It's only one.
The Hornets come to town on Wednesday.
I thought you were asking what's Kemba? Is he a poor man's
Yeah. Talk about
Kemba's a poor
talk about the Bobcats.
What's he? A poor man's Dwayne Wade ish.
No.
I think we're done doing that now. Not gonna lie. I think that's been over for a little bit now. Ever since
we're on. It's over. Yeah. Yeah.
That was 2 bits ago.
Come on, man.
Get with it, bro.
What the hell's wrong with you?
Well,
Anyways,
in the All-Star game.
Kemba's starting in the All-Star game. He sure is.
Backcourt next to
I actually really
Sorry,
like
bro,
Kemba Walker. I really like Kemba Walker. He's one of my favorite, like, sort of stories. Like, just balling up in UConn, comes to the NBA. People think he's not going to be a bust. And now it's taken him like 6, 7, well, actually, probably like his 8th year in the league now, right?
Yeah.
To finally like be recognized as an all-star starter.
Well under 32.
Yeah. I love his game. I've always loved his game, and I'm happy that he made the all-star starter.
Why is he flying under the radar? Is it because he plays for the Hornets?
Yeah.
No, that and because
he plays for the Hornets.
No,
He played for the Bobcats and then the Hornets. Yeah.
DeRozan's in the West now, so there's a battle with those guards.
Well, just in general, though, when we talk about the best point guards, his name is rarely brought up.
Rarely brought up.
No, it is. I'm not saying it's not, but I'm talking about like in terms of All-Star.
Oh,
voting
you're talking
and
about
shit.
All-Star. I just meant in general.
Yeah.
No,
Like,
I mean,
you know,
yeah.
his name just sort of like it takes a. It's in the back burner to like the Damian Lillards, the John Walls, the Kyrie Irvings, the Westbrooks.
I think
that's another
John
example.
Wall's
John
injured.
Wall too is, yeah, he's injured, but
Yeah.
he's always talked about.
I mean, Kemba Walker made it over Bradley Beal, which says a lot.
Yeah.
He made it over Victor Oladipo. That says a lot.
Yeah, he did.
There's a lot of good guards in the East.
Yeah.
That's why I'm really happy for Kemba Walker.
Agreed.
That shot against Pittsburgh. Oh.
Yeah.
Steelers?
Broke his ankles. Oh.
Where's he going next year? He's staying put? Or
No way he's staying in Charlotte, man. No way.
He's out, right?
He's out like
A light.
Hey.
like
A light.
Hey.
hey.
Like a light.
So he's going to Phoenix? Him and Booker, that would be, oh man.
Kemba Walker's not going to Phoenix. No.
Tim would have busted nuts.
Kemba's probably, where do you think I'm going to say Kemba's going to go?
Orlando. You love saying that.
No.
Right.
That's the other one. What's the other one?
The Knicks.
No. Oh, actually, that's probably where he's going to go. The Knicks. That's where I think he loves Madison Square Garden, man. He does love Madison Square Garden.
The Knicks. Yeah.
The Knicks would make perfect sense.
Money wise, yeah, but who wants to play in New York?
But could he go to the Lakers for real though? I mean, they only signed Rondo to a 1-year deal. They're obviously giving up on Lonzo Ball now
If New York strikes
with his
out
14% free throw shooting.
They didn't give up on him. He's out for
Well,
a while.
and they're probably pretty happy about it.
they could go after Terry.
Probably.
Terry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
The
can
Knicks?
see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, do you hear they're trying to?
There's a lot of teams that are going to go after.
Marketing, you know, it's a good move for him.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Here's
of
the
teams
problem
that
though. The Knicks are. Maybe it's
Awful.
not a problem. Yeah, they're awful, but they have put everyone on the trading block.
That's the number one problem.
That's
Hardaway's on the trade block. Cantor's on the trade block.
Cantor got a fucking DMP
Yeah, but
after they got
Hardaway-
back from London.
That deal they gave Hardaway, that was a big no-no. They're
yeah.
stuck with him now.
Yeah, and they're trying to trade him now, and he's shooting like 38% on the year.
Awful.
It's like, yo,
Talk about a streaky shooter.
yeah, not.
They're still paying Joakim Noah even though they waived his ass.
Mm.
Who I completely forgot played for them.
And
I was at the
Porzingis,
game last week and I was just like, oh, well, yeah, no, why are you here? Oh, that's right. Shit.
Porzingis is just like out for the whole year.
Pretty much. Why would they bring him back?
No, they shouldn't.
They shouldn't.
Nah, man.
Preserve him.
Tank for Zion.
Yeah.
Tank for Zion.
It's done.
Yeah, so I just don't know if Kemba's gonna see New York as like a real destination.
Cantor already said like publicly like If you guys are not gonna fucking
Not
play
in my
me,
house, motherfucker.
it's not gonna play me if I can just trade my ass. Like,
What the fuck was that? I fucking flip a water bottle. Sean tries to like block it, like he used the Kemi Mutombo.
Yeah, bitch.
no.
He gives me a look like
Nah, it's going. Kevin's going to L.A.
I disrespected him. All right, who's next?
The Clippers or the Lakers?
Lakers.
You still gotta think about that one though.
Lakers.
All right.
Who's next? After that, what do you fucking know? The Knicks. Man, this is crazy.
You can't make this shut up, guys.
You can't wake this up. Well, I should have known the schedule before I started talking. So, Warriors on Saturday night. The Brooklyn Nets come into town on Monday, and followed by the Hornets on Wednesday. Knicks on Friday. I love it. Every other day we
In
playing.
New York
This is
too.
the only between the Cavs and the Warriors is 2-3 days. The most of a break that they've had.
And then you
in
know
like
what?
2 months.
You know what? I'm just gonna look ahead one more game because this is gonna make our day on Sunday.
Oh, you might as well.
2 p.m. on Super Bowl Sunday. You got-
always play on Super Bowl Sunday. Love it.
I know.
This is
And
a great
always the Patriots play on Super Bowl Sunday too, baby.
This is a good game too.
Thunder,
Wow.
Celtics at home. Shit.
Mm.
Shit.
Do it.
Yeah?
Do it. Yeah. I can already see the wheels.
Yeah,
turning. Go to that game.
yeah.
Go to that game.
Yeah. That's the best day to go to the game.
I think Westbrook might be my favorite player to watch. It's just dawned on me right now. Who's your favorite player to watch?
to watch?
Yeah. Or I guess you can say favorite player. Can we have favorite player? You can have favorite players, right? Who's your favorite NBA player right now? I think Westbrook is mine. Somebody asked me that the other day, and I was like, I don't know. I never asked myself that question. Who's
Well,
your favorite player?
I'm not fucking 12, so.
Right. Well, I think that, and also like the position we're in. I mean,
Right.
we're not supposed to like pick favorites, but I was like, I never thought about that.
Oh,
I
you're-
thought about someone that I love watching. It's Russell Westbrook.
Russell, you're my favorite.
I'm gonna tell him that.
Can I have your
I'm
autograph?
not saying, hey, Russell.
I'm gonna tell him that.
I don't have a question. I just want to let you know you're my favorite. Like in the media scrum, I'm just gonna say.
He's just gonna just give you this fucking dead ass look and say, "So,
But
I don't.
thanks,
not even."
You may laugh.
idiot.
Here you go.
Yeah, no, he'll throw something in
Yeah,
there.
they just fucking just look at you
Clown.
and just be like, "Fuck, do I care?" No, I mean it's easy to say someone like Kyrie because I watch him like on a nightly basis, but
Oh, your
I
favorite player?
love- yeah,
I'd say Michael Jordan.
Nah, it's gotta be someone that plays now, man. Yeah, obviously, if you ask me, Paul's my guy, Paul Pierce, man. But no, I'm talking about someone that's in the league right now.
No, I hate LeBron.
It's different, right? I feel like at our age, it's just different. We're just like, oh yeah, these kids are fun to watch, but you don't like cling on to a favorite player.
I mean, Russ was it for a while. I've sort of come off the Russ
Really
train.
like Russ. Why? 'Cause he's nuts?
A lot of it, like his triple W. Remember that? I was all
the
about
first
him.
year, but yeah.
I said he was the best
I
player in the
feel like-
NBA. Like,
Yeah,
I
a
feel
few
like
years
now-
ago, my guy was Steph. But
Yeah, no,
it
I
kind
feel
of
like-
it kind of switched over to him. I like
Yeah.
that.
With Russ though, I feel like now he's just like he's trying a little too hard. Like if it wasn't for like Paul George,
So
having
this
the
is-
kind of year he's having.
this is where we are, though. You're right.
Right.
We're old as fuck now.
yeah.
We
We're
look at
older than these
we
guys.
look at them and we're like,
They're
look
all
at this
born in the
fucking
90,
like why
95 and up.
can't Steph just be a professional?
Right. Yeah.
It's like,
We're
wow,
always-
geez,
we're always-
just relax.
We're
like,
always critical of what they say, what they
Right.
wear.
Exactly.
And 10 years ago, we would have never.
would have been
said
like, yo,
that.
Steph's a beast.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna
Now,
go.
now we're like fucking Russ is walking in with the rug on. Awesome.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Fucking idiot.
Yo, Steph, yo, leave your daughter away from the podium. We're like,
Yeah.
complaining about other stuff. Oh, at least Sean was.
Yeah.
It's like is
We're all a little Riley'd out, okay?
is
Like, enough Riley for us.
James Harden wearing a shower curtain?
Yes.
Fantastic.
Is that a lampshade on his head?
Why is Westbrook
Just checking.
coming to the arena looking like a slave? Like, what's going on? Like a runaway?
It's always them two, right? It's always James Harden and fucking Russell Westbrook. It's like they're trying to outdo each other. It's like, I seen you the other night, man. I got something
real.
for you. I got something for you tonight,
You
yo.
know who's playing on TNT
Peep it,
tonight,
yo.
right?
Peep it,
Yeah.
peep it, peep it. Is James
I
Harden
call it the
wearing
Underground Railroad.
moccasins today? Wow.
He's dressed in his finest Fred Flintstone gear.
I'm waiting for someone to just go like full daishiki. Just
I just remember Allen
African
Iverson
daishiki.
around like Halloween. He was just like, yo, fuck like, these kids in their costumes. Just look at the NBA right now.
Right.
It's like Halloween every night.
I was like, yo, I got shit for a do-rag.
I know.
And these dudes, I got a do-rag and a tall tee.
For my
and these
Tims
guys,
and my
like,
fucking baggy jeans, and these motherfuckers are coming in with like
Yo,
with like spandex on,
Westbrook's gonna whip out the
leotard.
leotards, and they're like, oh, that's fashionable. That's great.
Westbrook's gonna whip out like the knight in shining body armor. Fucking
Daisy
look.
Dukes and shit.
Just fucking clinking in. Clink, 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 clink. flips up the mask and shit. Or he's just riding a horse, dude, with that shit on top.
I'm only taking 2 questions. I know, right? I'm only taking. I know, right? Yeah. I'm only taking 2 questions, so make them count. Everyone's like, "Fuck!"
Got
Like,
the breastplate.
everybody wants to know about what the fuck the outfit's about. So that's one. So what's the other one? And then he walks away.
That's like 2022.
Tink, tink, tink.
When they all run out of ideas, that's going to be like 2022. Kids going to be like, yo, I got to pick that up. That outfit's dope.
Yo, is that fucking body armor?
We're going to see like one day.
Is that stainless steel, bro?
Russell Westbrook, we're like, what the
I just wore that at gym class, bro. I wish I had that. What's the thing called? Jousting? Jousting? Yeah, I was just jousting yesterday in gym class. Yo, I wish I had that shit.
Needed that.
We're gonna see
all I had was my Jordans.
Westbrook like with the fucking sensor bar on his crotch. Like, is he fucking naked right now?
Russell Westbrook.
It's like, yeah, I got those invisible clothes on today.
Like, oh, okay. All right.
Turns into that fucking, what was that story about the fucking invisible clothes?
Fucking cock out.
Invisible like wedding dresses or some shit?
No, what was the story about the mayor or whatever who fucking, somebody sold him invisible clothes? Remember the story?
No, don't.
What the hell?
No,
you guys fucking not go to elementary school?
Oh, it was an old story.
The mayor with like invisible clothes? Oh man, you guys are messed
up. Is this like a storybook or is this like a fucking news?
It's like a storybook.
Oh, so this didn't really happen. This is like a fiction.
It's a fiction.
Yeah, man.
Child fiction thing. Okay.
I looked that up.
They're talking about some ugly, I think they're talking about some like naked mayor of like Baltimore or something. All right, we just went way off board there.
Yeah,
all right, so fair player.
He just throws the fucking thing and he's just like, say no to drugs, all right?
I'm going to go Kemba Walker with my favorite player.
I don't believe you.
I don't know.
Is that really your favorite player?
No, I mean, my favorite player is DeMarcus Cousins, but.
No, you're right. I look at these players now like mad critical now.
DeMarcus Cousins.
I just want to enjoy. I don't know.
You're
I'm
not
going to go with DeMarcus Cousins, and when he's right, and he's just bullying people, that's
even James Harden right now. This little stretch that he's having
sucks. Fuck him.
That's what I'm saying. But then I always go, well, that's not going to win him any fucking championships.
Oh, damn right it ain't.
That's not going to win him any important playoff games because he hasn't done that shit.
Oh, no.
That's all that comes to my mind when I see him. Like, oh, he scored 61 and he needed all 61 to beat the Knicks by 2.
Kawhi. I like Kawhi, but a little boring.
But you thought he was going to have a downfall this year. Or he's down.
I just thought he wasn't going to fucking play. Yeah. So he's obviously playing. He's an MVP candidate when he plays. I said that if he played, they were good, but I had no fucking faith that he was going to play.
I don't know. I mean, that's not like a homer, but like when every time Kyrie gets the ball, you're just like, oh, what's he going to do right now? It's that type of shit. But because I root for the Celtics, not because I don't know. It's weird.
Wow.
Same thing with Isaiah when like after watching him score 52 points in person.
Isaiah Thomas is my favorite player to watch during that year.
Like after him watching that in person, after that it was just like, what's he going to do next? Right. Like that was it for me.
Yeah, that year was probably.
I've yet to see Kyrie in person, by the way.
That was easily.
You have to. Oh man, you are missing out.
What? I didn't go to any Celtics game last season.
It's to die for.
You know what?
It's to die for.
The first time I saw Kyrie Irving in person was easily one of my favorite Celtics games.
The last time
it was Pierce's last season. And they just went at it. And Paul dropped 40. It was like the last time I saw Paul drop 40 points. And they lost.
Definitely seen Kyrie in the Cavs uniform.
In person?
Yeah. You haven't been to a Cavs Celtics?
No. That was the first time.
I've been to the Cavs when LeBron was on the first time.
And Kyrie at the
his first run.
At the time, he was one of my favorite players in the NBA. I just loved to watch him play. So I couldn't wait for that matchup. And I remember when Pierce and Garnett got traded to Brooklyn, this is back when NBA League Pass would give you this special deal if you picked 5 teams. I picked the Cavs, even though they were terrible, just so I could see Kyrie Irving.
You're right. I was a fan of his even before he got traded to the Celtics. So, I don't know. I was like, meh. But now that I watch him on a nightly basis, I was like, I forgot how good this dude actually is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a good player.
Yeah.
Good player. All right, Joel, what we missed? Let's wrap this up with in case you missed it.
Victor Oladipo, unfortunately, has ruptured his right quad tendon.
Talk about players I like to watch.
Yeah, there you go. And he will miss the rest of the season, unfortunately. The Pacers guard will undergo surgery at some point after the MRI revealed the injury when Oladipo landed awkwardly trying to disrupt the pass to the Raptors big man, Pascal Siakam. Indiana, as of Friday, is third in the East at 32-15.
Do you know about Siakam, Tim?
Not much.
So
I just hear him saying like, "Fuck you, Dutra."
here's what happens. Celtics now are a lock for home court advantage. That's
Yeah, man, it's a bad hit for the Pacers. Still a playoff team, but they can kiss the top 4 seed goodbye because at this point, the way all the other teams are trending up, whether we're talking about the Celtics, the Raptors, the fucking the Bucks are number 1 right now.
the Bucks and the Sixers.
I mean, they're just bound to fall out.
Yeah, it's
fall
like
out that upper tier.
Bucks and the Raptors are like half a game. They're just gonna be going back and forth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
One night's gonna be the Raptors. One night's gonna be the Bucks. But
I mean, they're gonna look into the buyout market, but it doesn't look good for them either way. Maybe they'll trade for Rozier.
Get well soon,
John.
Maybe.
VO.
If I'm the Pacers, I'm looking into that. Why not?
What are we gonna get back? Sabonis?
No, they wouldn't give us a bonus.
Nope.
No, that's their second best player right now.
Then I don't want to do a trade. Miles Turner, fine.
He's up and down.
What about the wing? How's he doing this year? He's not doing that well, actually.
Who, Thad?
Yeah.
Thaddeus?
No, not Thaddeus. The other guy.
Is he even on that team?
Yeah, he is.
Tariq Evans.
He's been all right.
Yeah, he's been all right.
He's their sixth man.
They'd part ways with him. You wouldn't trade Rozier for Tariq Evans?
No.
He's on a 2-year deal?
We don't need another wing.
Yeah, with him and Jaylen Brown next to each other.
Yeah, I know, right?
Sean's fucking tired.
Yeah, man, I'm getting there. Just fucking, come on. Let's go. Wrap this shit up. Come on.
All right. The Memphis Grizzlies have reportedly began taking phone calls on trade offers for All-Star Marc Gasol and Mike Conley. The Grizz, who are currently second to last in the mighty Western Conference, are 7 games out of the playoff picture. And if they're looking to blow it up this season, the Celtics could benefit, as the Grizzlies owe Boston a first-round pick that's top 8 protected this year. The Grizz, who are currently second to last in the mighty Western Conference, are 7 games out of the playoff picture. And if they're looking to blow it up this season, the Celtics could benefit, as the Grizzlies owe Boston a first-round pick. If the pick doesn't get conveyed in June, the C's could get Memphis' pick in 2020, which is top 6 protected, or in 2021, when it's unprotected altogether.
Fucking Danny Ainge.
So if you're wondering how and when did Danny Ainge pull this shit off,
Let me guess.
You can thank Jeff Green.
Ah, come on, man.
It was dealt to Memphis in 2015.
All right, cool.
Who are we going to guess? I'm just curious.
Jeff Green.
Tayshaun Prince.
Oh, you're going to guess? Okay. All right.
Didn't Tayshaun go to Memphis? Or
Tayshaun, Celtics got Tayshaun.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. But didn't that come from? No, I came from Minnesota.
No.
I don't know.
No. That year, Tayshaun started with Memphis, and the Celtics. It was a 3-team trade. So New Orleans traded Austin Rivers to Boston. Jeff Green went to Memphis. Yeah. Tayshaun came here, and then it was a trade exception in there and a first-round pick.
And Greg Steensma.
Austin Rivers was on the Celtics?
No,
for a day.
Yeah, and then he got cut, and then that's when Doc came and saved him.
Nice.
All right. So, in case you're wondering, this year's NBA trade deadline is on February 7th.
Boom!
At 3 p.m. That's Eastern Standard Time, if you're wondering.
Good to know.
All right.
Whoever says Western Standard or Pacific Standard Time, no one ever says that.
No.
Yeah. Well, it sucks if you're like a Western Conference team. You're like, fuck, I got until midday to make a goddamn trade.
Well, yeah, you fucking do. You also get to watch football at 8 o'clock in the morning, so shut the fuck up.
So, right? Imagine you get to watch a game, and you have the whole fucking day to yourself.
You can still be drunk from Saturday night. Yeah. Get to wake up and watch some football.
Yep.
And eat some eggs.
What do you know?
Especially when it's playoff time.
Man, this playoff game starts at 6 Eastern time. That's 3 o'clock my time. I'm gonna be done watching this game at 6 and wake up and go to bed. Go to work responsibly the next day after the Super Bowl. You know.
What about our boy Stu, who's in fucking Thailand?
Oh yeah,
he's 12 hours ahead.
Yeah, this dude was sending me snaps. It was like fucking. I'm going to get coffee and stuff, and this dude's partying it up. I'm like, jeez.
Yo, Thailand looks like a motherfucking time, bro. Not gonna lie, man. I mean, you gotta watch out for the lady boys over there, but I mean, other than that, you should be alright.
Yeah, we need to get Stu on here.
Stu's
racking up stories.
Yeah, he definitely is racking up stories, man. And there's definitely a chance he's sleeping with a transvestite over there. I mean,
God.
No, that's huge in Thailand, man. You know that? That's
hangover. We saw.
That's what they warn you. Oh yeah.
You know, Bangkok might have him now.
Bangkok has him now.
So in case
his roommate comes back, he just comes back.
So in case you're wondering,
Stu,
the C's
Bangkok got him now.
In case you're wondering, C's also have the Kings pick this season. If it's not the number 1 overall selection.
Did Stu get lost? And was Stu the one that got lost
Yes,
in the
Stu was
Hangover?
in
Bangkok?
No, Stu was the one that got his tooth.
Oh, it was the younger. It was the brother.
The brother-in-law, whatever. Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
that would have been great. If,
Yeah.
well,
Stu was the one that hooked up with the stripper transvestite.
that's true.
Yes.
She was packing. Yeah, I'm out after that. Going home. I'm done.
He's like, I had a transvestite come in my ass.
Y'all not seeing me for the rest of the year, man. I'm done.
It's a wrap.
No, at that point, you just.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
out.
it, dude.
I'm out.
That's it. It's a wrap.
It's gonna be one of those things where it's just like,
It's a wrap.
next time I see you, but yo, so how's the last couple of years been, man? Yeah, they've been all right. You know, I'm not seeing anybody for a while after that. It's just done.
Move
Has
to like
anybody seen
Nebraska.
Sway?
Yeah, I'm done, bro. Start a new life.
Comes back. He's
move on.
got long hair and shit. Yeah.
Quit the game. Don't even report anymore. Twitter's gone. Everything's gone. Social media gone.
So for those wondering, how many picks do the Celtics have this year? It's a great question. Celtics also have the Kings pick, which if it's not the number 1 overall pick, goes to Boston. They also have the Clippers pick, which is top 13 unprotected. Oh, and let's not forget, they got their own first-round pick this year. So, a lot of assets.
Picks on picks.
Sounds like you should be in the trade market.
And you're telling me that Anthony Davis is not going to come to the Celtics. Come on now.
Yeah, even Lally agrees. In case you missed it, for those who thought
Right now.
that Dwayne Wade, Derrick Rose, or Luka Doncic were going to get voted in as All-Star starters, too bad. Didn't fucking happen. Captains and the All-Star.
Yeah, motherfucker, it didn't happen.
And the
Hold on.
the starters for the All-Star game were announced. The All-Star starters and the captains were announced. LeBron James and Giannis Antetokounmpo.
LeBron James is
led
a
all
starter
bucketers.
in an All-Star game? That's ridiculous.
No, he's the captain.
It's ridiculous.
Yes, with Bron getting the overall votes, the most votes.
So who's the other captain?
Giannis Antetokounmpo, if you were paying attention.
Oh,
Man.
As for the rest of the starters in the East, it's Kyrie, talked about it, Kemba,
Yep.
Joel Embiid,
Yep.
Kawhi, and then for the West, Steph Curry, James Harden, Kevin Durant, and Paul George, who beat out Anthony Davis in a tiebreaker.
LeBron's first pick is going to be Kyrie Irving.
I think that's fair.
Yeah. So the reserves.
Paul George over Anthony Davis.
Yeah, he won in the tiebreaker. I don't even know how that
George
works,
has
but
been
anyways.
balling.
They just flip a coin.
Yeah, they're just like, tails.
Speaking of one of the players I like to watch, Paul George too. Paul George.
Yeah, he's fun to watch. He's good.
Reserves will be announced next week, and the All-Star draft will take place on February 7th, same day as the fucking trade deadline.
The fucking,
Look at that.
Could you imagine?
All right, Joel.
That's all I got.
Finally, it's the podcast will never end. Jeez. I hope you guys listen to the episode.
All right, Joel. Good luck. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with the Celtics versus the Warriors. We'll see what happens after that. And, of course, you know where to find us, at Causeway Street, on all social media platforms. Also, causewaystreet.com. Plenty of content for you. Plenty of reaction from the Warriors game and beyond, of course.
Oh, and before we forget, let's go fucking Pats!
Hello, I'm Dan Lothian, host of the Behind the Media podcast on the CLNS Media Network. Along with Jimmy Young, we dive into the biggest media headlines each week with honest, informed, and sometimes irreverent perspectives. It's not all serious. We deliver information and entertainment. As we like to say on Behind the Media, we find the interesting in media so you don't have to go searching for it. Listen to our podcast and get prepped for the next trip to the water cooler. Subscribe to Behind the Media wherever you get your podcast, or find us on www.clnsmedia.com.